From the White House today, the Obama administration directing schools all across this country to allow transgender students to use bathrooms and locker rooms consistent with their gender identity. NBC's Ron Allen is at the White House with more on this. Ron, what can you tell us?
Good morning, Matt. President Obama has been an outspoken advocate for transgender rights, and this morning he's getting even more deeply involved in the controversial bathroom and locker room issue. His administration plans to issue a sweeping directive that will impact every public school and every student in America.
Transgender students must be allowed to use bathrooms that match their gender identity. Schools that do not comply risk the loss of federal aid. That warning coming today in a letter from the Departments of Justice and Education to public schools nationwide. The letter, first reported by the New York Times, says educators have an obligation to provide equal access to all students under Title IX, including everything from restrooms to locker rooms. Officials say the guidelines are an attempt to clarify civil rights protection for transgender students, an issue that has left educators and parents frustrated. Last fall, students in Missouri walked out in protest after a transgender student was allowed to use the girls' bathroom. Some parents were upset that the school did not have a clear policy on the issue.
There's no rules set forth, and I think we can all agree that changing in the locker room or going to the restroom are very private activities.
The new guidelines come just days after the Justice Department and the state of North Carolina sued each other over a state law restricting access to public restrooms. A law that Attorney General Loretta Lynch says discriminates against the transgender community.
We stand with you, and we will do everything we can to protect you going forward. And please know that history is on your side.
It's important to point out that the administration's directive is not a legal requirement. Its impact is because of the threat of cutting off billions of dollars of federal money that schools heavily rely on. The president's critics saying all of this is another example of his administration wading into matters that should be decided by states and local communities. Matt, Savannah?
All right, Ron Allen. Ron, thank you very much.
Let's turn back to politics.